Hello, everyone. William here from 222 Productions in Greensboro, North Carolina, home of the National Ninja League Season 5 World Championship. And this time around, I am joined by a man who is taller than me, but you can say that about a lot of the ninjas here. He is known for being one fast cat. He is Karsten Williams. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing well, William. Thanks for that awesome introduction. I'm excited to be here, and it's been an exciting event, that's for sure.
That is certainly true. Last year on American Ninja Warrior was a big season for you. First time reaching Stage 3. What was that experience like?
It was amazing. I really had set a goal out to get past Stage 1, was number 1. Did that and had enough juice to get past number 2. And then when I got to Stage 3, it was just an exciting experience, and it's the highlight of my career so far.
When you beat Stage 1, did it feel like there was like a type of like load just taken off your back? Because they've mentioned in the past how you failed Stage 1 a couple of times. So did it feel like finally I got it done?
It was more than a couple times. 5 times to be exact, I failed on Stage 1. So it was definitely a monkey lifted off my back, a big monkey at that. And yeah, just a feeling of relief. I knew I could get past Stage 1, just couldn't put it together previously, but got it done this past time and felt really good to finally hit that buzzer.
So heading into Stage 2, what was your mindset like? Were you no secret, it was toned down a bit compared to past seasons. Did that boost your confidence, or how serious were you taking Stage 2?
Stage 2 was one of the stages that I was really looking forward to because that was where the salmon ladder is, which I love. And going into Stage 2 was really just attack mode. After the monkey was off my back, it was like all systems go. Let's get this thing done. And I did just that and felt pretty good. And, I was just excited to keep hitting buzzers.
You mentioned the salmon ladder. You are a past Super Salmon Ladder champion. And typically people associate the more upper body stuff with the shorter people being more successful simply because of having less body weight to deal with. With you being generally one of the more taller competitors, how do you manage that extra body weight compared to what other ninjas have to deal with?
Well, I try to use it to my advantage. With being a taller ninja, I can reach things a little bit easier. The salmon ladder, I can, skip the rungs a little bit easier. So, I just try to use it everything I have to my advantage, and I have pretty good endurance and pretty good power, and learn from the smaller guys and just do it like the big guys. So,
okay. So for Stage 3, you got pretty deep before you unfortunately fell down. What would you say was the most draining part of Stage 3 in terms of your energy?
It's kind of a build-up effect. The peg, the Iron Maiden deal, or the Northwest Crossing, whatever that thing was with the pegs, that kind of starts to zap you a little bit, and then that cliffhanger, once you make that last move, that transfer over, and then that power meter just kind of goes down a little bit more. And if you're not super efficient on the poles, which I was not, that made it extremely difficult to get through it, and eventually led to my failure on there.
If you had made it through the poles, do you think you could have beaten the cane and flying bar that night?
I feel like I would have gotten pretty far on the cane. It seemed like the dismount or the transfer off of it to that bar was pretty tricky. I saw some guys have a really hard time. But, anything can happen. If I got past that, felt really good on the flying bar. Anything I can get both my hands on like a bar, I feel pretty solid on.
Okay. That's a very good answer. So one of the things that the show has done in the past is that they've really put a highlight on your mother as one of your biggest supporter on the show. I know obviously they play some things up for TV, but how much of an influence has your mother been in your ninja career?
She really has been the number one influence, and just in life in general. She's just what you see on the show is like she is all the time, and just very encouraging. And she's always, hey, get back up. You got to get back out there. And really, I do it for her. I do it for all the people that are looking up to me, looking for that reason to keep pushing. So when I'm out there and pushing it to my max, I'm looking at the others that need me to succeed, so that they know they can go out there and succeed if they just put the time, the effort, and the perseverance into it.
So last season we had a total victory, which usually would usher in some type of change for the upcoming season. Just going by personal preference, what type of change would you like to see to American Ninja Warrior this upcoming season?
As far as changes, I would say stage 4. Rope climb is great. I would be definitely would like to see something a little bit different, say maybe a combination of different obstacles. Upper body, of course, very, very intensive. Maybe a salmon ladder, some rope climbing, but mixing with some other things that have been used during the season on the course.
You are preaching to the choir, and you're not the first person to give the exact same answer. Jake gave the same answer when I asked him. And so I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this, but Ninja versus Ninja. You, I would say, more than anyone on the show, showed the most emotion after, unfortunately, falling into the water. On that particular night, what was the cause of that type of I want to say outburst, but just emotion coming out of you?
Yeah, I would like to say I'm a very emotional competitor. I'm very passionate about what I do, and it's one of those things where you give it your best, but that's not what actually takes place. And I feel like I let my team down. They had pretty much did their part to put us in a position to move forward, and I let us down a few times, and really felt like that was really on me, and I really took it to heart because I knew I was better than that.
Okay, so heading into the next season, I presume you applied.
Yes, I did apply for season 12.
All right, just so always got to check. Training-wise, have you changed anything up in preparation for the next season?
The training is definitely taking a step up. The courses that we do when we're in practice are much harder. We pretty much are doubling up what we might see on the course, have to do it faster, less rest time. So I'm looking to go on any course and finish it with a fast time as well. And so really just preparing myself for the new things that I'm sure the show is going to be throwing at us there.
So one final question. Where does the whole nickname, the Big Cat, come from?
I was actually glad you asked that. A couple of people asked me earlier. So Big Cat, one of my buddies, Tyson, that I was training with, I'm a bigger ninja, so that's where the big came in. And as far as also with being big, I move pretty well on the course like a cat. And so I'm nimble like a cat, so that's where that came from. And so they kind of mix them both together, Big Cat, bigger ninja, moving very nimbly like a cat, and that's where it all came from.
All right, Karsten. I just wanted to say thank you very much for joining me in this interview, and make sure everyone follow Karsten on all his social media. I'll be putting links to it down in the description below, and make sure you subscribe for more videos just like this. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you next time.